Hey, what's going on, Econ kids? Today we're back for our next lecture here in AP Microeconomics. Today we're going to be covering once again in Unit 6, Market Failures and the Role of Government. In particular, we're going to be looking at topic 6.3, which covers private and public goods. Now, to kind of get us started on thinking about this particular subject, let's kind of think about the following scenario. All right, let's imagine, for instance, that you are incredibly good at putting on a fireworks display. And it's safe and everything like that. You're not going to like Pierre Paul yourself and blow up a bunch of your fingers, but you're going to be able to put on the best light show in the entire world. Now, in class, we kind of talked about this, and we did this with a partner, but, think about what would be some of the ways you could actually make money on this. I mean, would you be able to monetize this in some way to make money off of your skill in person? All right, now, obviously, you could record yourself, put it up on YouTube, and have lots of people smash that like and subscribe button, monetize the thing, and get ad revenue through YouTube, but, in person, it'd certainly be a lot harder, right? I mean, certainly you could charge people admission. You could put up a giant wall maybe, but really you're going to have a lot of obstacles. I mean, wouldn't it be easy for somebody to view your lights display for free? Certainly it would be easy for them to be able to do so. And so it makes being able to do things like this, like the large fireworks displays, pretty much impossible to be able to charge and make money off of. That's why most fireworks displays are free for at least you to go and attend. It's usually why it's the government that puts those on. Which brings us to really kind of what our topic for today is, and that is a market failure that requires a government intervention, and that's this idea of public goods. Now, when we think about public goods, they are the things that are provided for the public. They are provided by government. And if we didn't have a government, think about schools, parks, and freeways. how different would they be? We can probably think about, well, if we didn't have a government, certainly there'd still be schools, but they'd all have to be private schools. Would everybody get to go? How expensive would they be? How good would the education be? How good would everybody's education in general in the country be? Well, probably not quite as good. Would there be as many parks? Probably not. Would you have interstate highways and freeways? Unlikely. All right. So essentially, public goods, if there's not a government, there wouldn't be enough to meet everybody's needs. And that's why within our economy, we have two sectors of our economy. We have the public sector, which is the part of the economy that's controlled by the government. And we have the private sector, the part of the economy that is run by private individuals and companies that seek profit. Now, within that public sector, we do have public goods that are provided. And we want to think about why the government needs to provide those public goods and services. Well, as we've kind of indicated through the last couple examples, whether we're talking about fireworks displays or highways or schools or anything like that, essentially it's impractical for the free market to provide those goods and services because there's little opportunity to earn profit. And as we've talked about throughout this entire course, one of the main motivators behind entrepreneurs to take the risk and start a business is their ability to earn a profit. And so if you can't profit from something, if you can't make money, well, people probably aren't going to do it. And certainly they're not going to do it to the level at which society wants it to be done. And so as we discussed in the first part of this unit, you're going to have an underutilization. You're not going to have the quantity that you want, and you have deadweight loss. And so one of the biggest reasons now why you don't have profit is because of what we call the free rider problem. Now, let's talk about what free riders are. A free rider is any individual that benefits without paying. Like a great example of a free rider problem would be the person that's trying to run this business. Can you see what's wrong with this picture? are they going to actually be able to get anybody to pay $10? Well, no, they're not. I mean, the sunset, you can view it for free, right? So the free rider problem examples might be people who download music illegally, all right? Or movies or games or anything like that, all right? People who watch a street performer that don't pay. You living at home and not having a job that pays for the mortgage or the rent. So, free riders, the biggest problem that they cause for businesses is that they keep firms from making profits. And because they're able to utilize whatever that product is, whatever that service is, without actually paying for it. And so, because of this, the free market services become underproduced because of this. Now, there's two ways you can solve the free rider problem. The first way you can solve it is by creating laws that punish free riders in some way. And we see our government doing that to an extent. So, for instance, there's laws against, piracy, downloading, whether it be books or movies or video games or TV shows, things like that online without permission. And you can face fines and punishments, but that doesn't seem to really, get a lot of people to stop doing that necessarily. Now, the other thing that you could do then is you could just take the profit motive out of it and just provide it for everybody by using government tax dollars to provide that service for free. So things like schools, things like parks or freeways and things like that, or fireworks displays on the 4th of July become free to everybody and nobody has to pay for it. Everybody essentially then becomes a free rider. Now, generally speaking, when we talk about public goods, these things that are provided by the government using tax dollars, there's two major criteria that you need to know. The first one is that they are non-exclusionary. Now, what non-exclusionary means is that you cannot exclude people from enjoying the benefit, even if they don't pay for it, and even if they don't pay the taxes for it. It doesn't really matter. Everybody gets the benefit no matter what they've done or haven't done in society. Everybody gets the benefit. So for instance, like national defense, everybody gets the benefit of us having a strong military that our country is protected against outside threats, whether or not you pay taxes or not, whether or not you're a citizen or not. Everybody gets the benefit of having a safe and orderly society. Just like, for instance, if they built a really nice park, near my neighborhood, well, my home value would go up. Even if I didn't pay for the park or help to build it, and even if I don't even take advantage of it, all right? Everybody gets to enjoy the benefit of having cleaner air, maybe having higher home values, things like that. Everybody enjoys those particular benefits. The second criteria for public goods is that you have what we call shared or non-rival consumption. What this means is that if you're using it, I can also use it at the same time. We can both be using it, enjoying it, and getting the benefits of it at the exact same time. So your consumption or your use of that good or that service does not prevent me from also using it. Now, once again, I do want to point out here the word consumption. Usually we think about consumption like consuming something like you're eating it. Well, that's not necessarily. It's just that it's your use of that good. And remember, that good could be a park. It could be national defense. It could be a highway. Just because you're on the highway doesn't mean I can't be on there either. And if we could both be at the park at the same time, and we're both enjoying a safe country because of our national defense at the same time. A counterexample of this would be a Snickers bar. If I eat the Snickers bar, you can't eat the Snickers bar. So examples here, like I said again, are things like, the city parks. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of kind of practice questions to see how you're kind of going through everything. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about and identify which of the following are true public goods. Remember, they have to be non-exclusionary and non-rival in consumption. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video. We're going to have a couple true-false questions, or whether or not they are true public goods. So true if they are, false if they aren't. All right, so let's just kind of go ahead and kind of go through each of these. All right, so hamburgers. Hamburgers are not public goods. If I eat it, you don't get to eat it. Satellite TV. You can exclude people from this. If you don't have the subscription, you're not getting the TV service. Free public education. All right, you're not excluding anybody. This is kind of goes to everybody. All right, and we can have shared consumption. You all can be in the classroom at the same time. You can all be learning about economics or government or theater or whatever other classes you guys take. All right, homes. Homes can be exclusionary and they're non-public. So this is not a public good. If I own the home, you don't. Streetlights. Now, streetlights are a public good. We all get the benefits of having streetlights by having safer roads, and just because I get to see at night because of the streetlights doesn't mean that you're blind. Finally, highways. And we've mentioned this one before, so this one should be easy. Highways are a public good. They are non-exclusionary. Because I'm on the highway doesn't mean that you can't be on the highway or anybody else. All right, let's do a few more practice questions, and let's go to the 2008 audit exam for this one. Question number 15 says, a pure public good is a good that is... For this one, you should have selected E, non-rivalrous and non-excludable in consumption. All right, let's do another practice question. Number 59 from 2005. An increase in the marginal social benefit of consuming a public good should result in which of the following? For this one, you should have selected B, an increase in the optimal quantity of that good. All right, well, that's all we've got for today. Hopefully you guys got the basic concepts of both public goods and private goods and why the government needs to step in to provide public goods because of the free rider problem takes out all the profits, and so you're going to have an underutilization and allocation of resources. All right, until next time, and as always, go Pack.